This 13th floor video session is powered by The Rock Shop.
That's good. Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda, and today we have Anna Coddington. How's it going, Anna?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. Now, you were with us before with Lips.
Yeah, that's right.
It was about a year ago or so, maybe
It was,
a little
yeah,
longer.
September last year we went on tour. That was fun.
And you, Steph is on the new record as well, is she?
Yes, yep, she's playing on a couple of songs on the new record, and yeah, we're still good friends.
Excellent. So the new album is called Luck Time. It's your third album. You've done a couple of shows already. The album has been out a couple of weeks. How has the reaction and the reception been so far?
Yeah, well, good. Yeah, pretty good. All my friends and family really like it. Got a lot of people saying it's, you know, a real progression from my last album in a good way and stuff. So yeah, so far so good.
And music-wise, do you see it as a progression?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I made a couple of deliberate steps, and then a couple also happened just naturally as well, and so yeah, I hope it sounds like a progression from what I've done previously.
So for folks who may not have heard it, how would you describe that progression?
I'm really bad at describing music, but I would say it's more groove based. I put a lot more focus on the drums and the bass, which my previous two albums, because I play guitar, I wrote them on guitar, and I only really thought about my role in them, and then I just trusted my band, who were always amazing and did a great job anyway, to kind of, you know, put their spin on the rest. But I'd say the main difference is that I really dictated what the drums and the bass were doing in almost every song. Not every single song, but most of them. I wrote the bass lines and the drum grooves, and then got Chris and Mike to replay them. You know,
and that's Chris O'Connor and Mike Hall, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and that's such a killer rhythm section, really, really good. So they took the ideas from my mind and really nailed them on the record. So yeah, that's the main thing. But then there's just a lot more attention to detail with this one. I think I really combed over every part, and so I think it's more crafted. Right. Yeah, as a finished product.
You recorded it at the lab?
I recorded the drums and the bass at the lab, and I recorded everything else at home, at my home studio. A few other bits here and there. Jeremy Toy did a lot of the guitars, and we did those in his space, which is also down at the lab. But yeah, all the vocals and all of my guitar parts I did at home.
Alrighty, well, let's talk about some songs, because you're going to play a couple of...
I sure am.
You brought your acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And the first one we're going to hear is called Lantern.
Yes.
What do you tell me about that one?
It's one of the few songs on the album which has an acoustic guitar on it. There's, there's
that
actually,
makes sense that you would then be performing it here.
Yeah. Too lazy to drag the amp up, so
Fair enough.
Getting the acoustic tracks. But it's also one of my favourites. I quite like that song. It's a strange one. It's inspired by a few different things, some of them visual and some of them experience things. So one is a book that I was reading to my son at the time I wrote this song, which was The Very Lonely Firefly by Eric Carle, and it has these quite dark and rough images, and it's a really sad story, but it's for kids. It's about this little firefly who's excluded and trying to find his peeps, you know. He flies around in the night, and he gets there eventually, but he's like, you know, all lonely, and the imagery is really, really dark and kind of creepy, and I quite liked that it was a story for children, but it had this darkness around it.
Just don't want to scar them for life with it. Right?
Yeah, totally. But so there was that, but it's also about, in some ways, it's not entirely about this, but for me, in some ways, it's about becoming a mother and feeling like your glory goes out the window a little bit, because you just get into this cycle of seemingly never-ending domestic drudgery, and you go from one thing into this other thing, and end up feeling like your glow's being dampened a little bit.
The good news is they grow up.
They do, yeah. I've heard that. But they do, and yeah. So I mean, I guess that could be, people can feel like that for any reason, you know, not just because of parenthood, but it's about that feeling of like just wanting to shine again.
Alrighty, well, you can shine now with a lantern. That was pretty good.
Are you a lantern alone in the dark, willing the danger to you, picking up pieces of somebody's heart? It doesn't belong to you, and I want someone I can redefine, and I want someone who wants to be mine. I am a lantern outside in the sun, willing the day to leave us, so you will see me and light me up. See all the heat between us, and I want someone I can redefine, and I want someone who wants to be mine. You are a flame out in the night. I see my scars under your light. You are a flame out in the night. My scars are stars under your light. I want someone I can redefine, and I want someone who wants to be mine, and I want someone I can redefine, and I want someone who wants to be mine.
Right, so we're here with Anna Coddington. We're going to hear a couple more songs from the new album, Luck Time. Now, in addition to your solo stuff, you do a lot of other things music-wise that I've seen you over the past year or so. We mentioned the thing with Lips, but you did the Alchemy thing.
Yeah.
You did a Dusty Springfield thing. You did a Fly By Pretties thing.
Yeah.
How does that stuff find its way into what you do, say, on this album? If it does at all, I'm assuming it does.
I don't know if it does at all, but I would say one thing. Well, actually, Nigel Patterson, who plays keys in Fly My Pretties, he played a lot of the keys on this album, so that's one way, I suppose. And the other way is when I do things like Alchemy and Dusty Springfield, and I'm working with people like Tammy Nielsen and Julia Deans and Rhea Hall and Bella Kalolo, and to me, as singers, they're just right up there, you know, like I just look at people like that, I'm like, ugh, if I could sing like that, you know. So I feel like every time I do something like that, I probably glean a little bit as a singer as well, and that was something that I wanted to really try for on this album as well, was to push myself a little bit as a singer, because I feel like I've never considered myself a really great singer, and I think I stayed in my comfort zone a little bit with my first 2 albums, and so I wanted to try and push out of that. And so I think working with those amazing singers helps me to go there, and singing other people's songs too, like singing the Alchemy songs and Dusty Springfield songs, which aren't written for me and aren't necessarily in my range.
Right.
And so whenever you have to stretch a little bit for anything really, I guess you make progress.
And do you talk with like Tammy and Julia about singing at all? Do you guys discuss this stuff?
We do actually. Yep. I pick people's brains a lot, and I have a few friends who are actually singing teachers as well and know a lot about it, and I'm constantly asking them questions and getting information from them and stuff.
It's the only way to learn, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You've got to ask.
Do you practice? Do you like?
I do now. I've picked up a couple of things over the years. Reluctantly, I warm up before every performance because it just makes such a difference. And I think most people do that. I know not everybody does, but for me, I've just learned it just makes all the difference in the world. So things like that, I've just through talking to other people and through trial and error as well, realizing that it's really important. Really practical stuff like that.
Cool. Well, let's listen to another song.
Okay.
So the next one is the title track from the album, Luck Time.
Yes.
Elaborate, please.
Well, this song, that title was formerly a bit longer. It was Luck, Time, Fortune, Strife, which was just a bunch of words that I kind of randomly picked out of the song to give it a name and save it on my hard drive after I'd written the song. And then I cut it back to Luck Time, and then it just kind of stuck, and the longer it stuck, the more I thought it was really appropriate for this song, and then later really appropriate for the whole album, really. The song itself is again about that major shift, which for me was becoming apparent, and just feeling like my whole life just went and turned into a totally different thing. And it talks about riding the waves of luck and time and fortune and strife, and just kind of rolling with the punches a little bit when you have a big change like that and you're a little bit out of your depth, which I certainly was as a new parent. And I kind of expected it to be one way, and it really wasn't that way, and it was hard, and it was isolating, and it was just lots of things I wasn't quite ready for. And but with a bit of luck and through the passing of time, I found my feet with it, and it's really great, and it's all landed me in a really nice place. So that's what that song is about, and I guess it's kind of what the album is about too. I've written it over a long period of time, and it encompasses a lot of things, but it's just luck happens and time passes, and you end up where you end up.
Cool. Let's give it a listen.
My life was full, I paid it down to songs and bottles to drink or drown. But you and me, life paid us up. I emptied the bottle and filled my cup. My dreams were bright, they stung my eyes. I fell to waves I couldn't ride. That of luck, that of time, that which leaves a dream behind. That of luck, that of time, that which leaves a dream behind. change the course. We ride the waves with no remorse. That of fortune, that of strife, and that which brings us back to life. That of luck, that of time, that which leaves a dream behind. That of luck, that of time, that which leaves a dream behind. That of luck, that of time, that which leaves a dream behind.
Okay, we're back with Anna Coddington. We got one more song. We just heard the title track from Luck Time. Now the album is released on Loop,
Yes.
which is a new label for you.
Yeah, just a new experience for me because I've never had a label before.
What's
been
it like?
great. It's awesome. It's so good not having to do everything myself. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, but
Well, it is kind of the
I
way
used to have a lot
things
more time.
have gone. A lot of people do everything themselves now.
Yeah.
And because some people seem to think that labels are irrelevant because of the way the music business is,
Yeah.
but you're finding that is not the case.
I am finding that it's not the case because, well, I just don't have the kind of time I used to have now. I've got 2 kids, so it's so much work putting out an album all by yourself when you're the label and the manager and, you know, like whatever you
Doing the publicity.
Yeah, you
for
farm some of it out to publicists and what have you, but man, it's a lot of emails, it's a lot of phone calls, it's a lot of organising the tour and stuff.
Yeah.
So they have actually been really, really great because I approached them because I was actually going to put this album out independently again by myself on my own label, but I found out I was pregnant for the second time when I was kind of reaching the tail end of finishing it, and at first I just thought, oh well, I'll just finish it and then I'll put it up on Bandcamp and it will sink into oblivion.
Right.
And that'll be that, but at least it'll be out, you know, like at least it'll be finished. And then I thought, oh well, I suppose, you know, there are other options, why don't I explore them? And so I got talking to Mikey and Dan from Loop, and it's just been so great. Yeah, it's been really, really good for me.
So do you kind of pick and choose what they're going to do for you and what you kind of handle yourself?
Yeah, it has been a little bit like that, but the good thing about it was the album was more or less finished when they came on board. So we kind of just split it that way. I was like, well, I'll finish all of the music and I'll take care of the mastering and everything up to that stage. And then I had a friend in mind to do the artwork, so we kind of worked on that together. And then they just did all the kind of admin end of stuff. So it's been great because that's always been the stuff I hate.
There you go. Perfect marriage.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now you mentioned booking a tour. So do you have some shows coming up?
I do have some shows.
Tell us all
coming up.
about them.
Well, we've already had Auckland and Mount Maunganui shows, and they were really great. And this weekend, Friday, we're going to play in Christchurch at the Piano, which is a beautiful-looking new theatre venue down there next to the Isaac Royale. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I've never been in there before, but it looks amazing. And then Saturday we'll be in Wellington at San Fran, and that's our last show.
Cool. And are you playing with a band, or is it a solo?
Playing with an amazing band. I've got Chris O'Connor on the drums, Mike Hall on the bass, Joel Mulholland on guitar,
Oh, great.
and Angie Sami from She's So Rad on keys and
Right.
backing vocals. So yeah, this really, it's the dream band. I kind of am pinching myself that I managed to get them all to say yes, but.
Cool. All right, we're going to hear one more song before you go.
Yeah.
Apples.
Yes.
What can you tell me about that one?
This one is, it's more about an idea. It's not about myself really, or an experience I had. It was more trying to catch a feeling in the song, and it started with a bass line and then a drum groove, which was initially just a sample but then replayed by Chris, and so that's kind of the basis of it. So this acoustic version that I've figured out is you know, like, it has its own kind of thing.
Right.
And then the lyrics started with a saying I heard on the show Homelands about someone being in the wind, as in, you know, they're eluding you kind of thing. And I really liked that turn of phrase, so I nicked that, and then the rest of the lyric came from there and became about the idea of pursuing someone who's trying to evade you and saying to them, it is inevitable. I will always be in your life as birds are in the sky and salt is in your tears, and that, like, it's a bit of a stalker song.
Right. Oh, cool.
Yeah. I like the intensity of stalker songs, so I tapped into that a little bit.
Excellent. All right, we'll give it a listen. Thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having me
Hopefully
again,
folks can catch you on your last 2 shows, and I'm sure you're going to be doing more stuff.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
some-
we'll be
who knows in
around
what
over
way.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
It'll be cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Apples. Once you were mine, now you're in the window. A sacrifice for all of my sins, oh. But I'm in the dirt on your tracks. I'm gonna find you when you back. I know your thoughts, I know your scent. I'll swim through the river, I will not relent. I'm the birds in your sky, I'm the flames in your fire, I am the darkness of night, oh. I'm the words in your prayer, I'm the salt in your tears. Where you go, I am there, oh. When you eat apples, are they sour or sweet? Oh. Cut with a knife that you sharpened for me. Oh. I know it's true. You see my face with every cut your fingers make. In the fruit, as in the flesh, mine is the body that you know the best. Whoa. I'm the birds in your sky, I'm the flames in your fire, I am the darkness of night. Oh, I'm the words in your prayer, I'm the salt in your tears. Where you go, I am there. Oh, I am the birds in your sky, I am the flames in your fire, I am the darkness of night. I am the words in your prayer, I am the salt in your tears. Where you go,